Wow. This is an incredible time to be living in Tampa. Last week, Waterworks Park, and today, Roy Jenkins Pool. We're very proud in the Parks and Recreation Department for sure. You know, if you look over to my right and you see the skyline of probably 8 decades ago, and you look over to the left and you see today. So this pool sits in just a beautiful transition. And in my mind, this is every bit as beautiful as it was 8 decades ago, if not better. We have to owe a lot of the success to this pool due to a great partnership, and I'd like to introduce Jennifer Fadal of the committee to save Roy Jenkins.
Thank you. Wow, how exciting is this? I mean, you should give yourself a huge round of applause because either you were on the committee or you've been calling and emailing and asking about the status, or you've been probably contacting the mayor more than he would have liked, but we did it, and give yourselves a round of applause, first and foremost. What an awesome, awesome collaboration with the city of Tampa. I have had the opportunity to work hand in hand with all of the city staff, and I have to tell you, yes, it took a long time, but they are one of the most talented groups of people I have ever met. I mean, Laurie Potier-Brown is brilliant. She is a brilliant, brilliant architect. And Brad Suter and all of the other city staff, they know how to do things. And sometimes as a community, we want things done yesterday. And yesterday isn't always possible, but they know how to make it work, and they made it work. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you. We certainly, certainly appreciate it. Margaret Mead said the famous quote that we've heard over and over: never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world. In fact, it is the only thing that ever has. And I think this is a perfect example of just that. I mean, there were probably 5 of us that met with the city for 6 years, over 500 emails just in my email box alone. We had meetings and phone calls, but it resulted in this beautiful collaboration. Charna Reese just said, I think it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I have to agree with her. We cannot be more thrilled at what the result is, and I just can't say thank you to all of you. I really hope you take full advantage of this beautiful pool that the city has given us and that we have helped to make. It is your pool, it is the city of Tampa's pool, and starting tomorrow, it's gonna be open for swimming. So congratulations, congratulations, that's all I can say, congratulations.
Again, thank you for the partnership, just fantastic. You know, there's a lot of council members here, and we certainly thank them for their full support. And there's one council member who's certainly pushing us to be a strong advocate for aquatics, and that's Councilman Harry Cohen.
Well, congratulations to everybody, and particularly to the mayor and to the neighbors and to the Civic Association and everyone who worked so hard. I came to this project about 3/4 of the way into it. And one of my first memories on City Council was the meeting at the Garden Club, where we talked about the depth right here that ended up being 5 feet 6 inches. It took us a while to come to that, and every inch of space on this design was fought for and was thought about and was discussed and was debated because everybody wanted to get this right. So thank you to the mayor again and to our wonderful staff. I cannot even tell you what the parks and pools in this city are beginning to look like because of the talent that the city of Tampa has working for it. Lori and Greg Baer, our parks director, they're marvelous. Everyone that worked on this did a wonderful job. I just want to say 2 things really very quickly. The first is that it's very appropriate for municipalities and local governments to spend money on projects like this. We have an obesity epidemic in this country. People need to be active, they need to be out, and the money we invest in bike paths and sidewalks, it's very, very important for the overall health and well-being of our citizens. And second, I want to just remind everyone of the importance of swimming lessons. In the state of Florida particularly, so many children lack the necessary skills to fend for themselves if they end up in the water. And it's very, very important that we provide swimming lessons to everyone that we can possibly get them to, particularly here. So with those few things in mind, I want to again congratulate everyone, thank the mayor, and I can't wait to come swimming here myself. I may have to take off a few pounds first.
Okay, it is truly my pleasure. The man who's definitely transforming Tampa's Park and Recreation, Mayor Bob Buckhorn.
Harry, I got to tell you, the mental thought of you in a Speedo.
I didn't say a Speedo.
There will be children here, Harry. We cannot scare the children. This is, and before I say anything, let me introduce a guy who I've served with for probably close to 25 years now. He is our chairman of our city council. He is an institution here in Tampa. He is my very, very good friend, Chairman Charlie Miranda. Charlie. Now, for those of you that are thinking, now this is a mayor who will do just about anything. I did the Ice Bucket Challenge this morning at 8 o'clock live on TV, but it wasn't one of these little Dixie cups that all these folks tend to pour on themselves. It was at Waterworks Park with 60 gallons of very cold water that just got poured on my head. So I've already had 2 showers today, so I am not going in the pool today. Normally I might think about it, but I am not going to go in the pool today. But just think about where we are and think about the partnership that got us here. It was not without its angst. Right, Jen? It took a while. These pools are challenging. They are historic. They are tough to fix. There were reasons why it was closed. But I think as a community, and particularly as Davis Island neighbors, of which I am one, I think we made a decision collectively that not only was this historic pool worth saving, and the history of this pool worth continuing, but that we needed an opportunity to pass on to the next generation a little bit about the history of Roy Jenkins, and some of his family members are here today. Raise your hands if you're related to Roy Jenkins. There we go. But that preserving and maintaining some of the great architecture in this city was important. And if you think about the last 3 years, think about what we've done. Think about this pool. We are now embarking on Cascaden Pool, which is very similar to this. Think about the old federal courthouse that had been abandoned for a decade, that has now been transformed into a 130-room boutique hotel, the most historic structure other than Tampa Theater in downtown. Think about the Waterworks project that just opened up, and what Richard Gonsmart is going to do in what was an abandoned Waterworks facility down in the Tampa Heights area. So preserving the past is important, and investing in things like this not only give young men like Jen and Christian's little boy an opportunity to learn how to swim. I mean, not only does it give my 2 daughters, who are both competitive swimmers, and I see their coaches here from T-Bay, an opportunity to continue to train. Not only does it give my wife, who's in the master's program as a swimmer, an opportunity to come and train, but it's going to give Davis Island a place to recreate and a place for the entire city to come and swim and enjoy this historic pool and remember what Tampa was like in its heyday. Now, to all of you that helped make this happen, to the Davis Island Civic Association, to Tampa General Hospital, who contributed the original $1 million to the Civic Association, to people like Norma Jean Likes, who contributed to this effort, to all of you who wrote checks, whether they were $1 or whether they were $5,000, to those of you that harangued us for months, you did it. This is your pool. This is Tampa's pool. This is a good day for our community. So let's get the little kids up here. Young man, come here. We're going to cut this ribbon because this pool is for all of you. Thanks, everybody. Nice job.